I sat down last night just kind of on my tablet with the Global Comics app, and I just said, yeah, I'm going to start, reading some more books. So this was the first one I checked out last night. The name, it's called Once and Future, and I read issue one. The artwork is amazing, like absolutely just grade A stuff, like incredible art. I think it's sorry, I haven't even checked the credits, but the name is familiar. I think is it Dan Mora maybe? I'll check that at the end, or I'll put it in the description. Like, but the artwork is phenomenal. Like for me, 10 out of 10 art. Just the characters are all very they all look different, but they look like, some of the characters look like normal people that you could see in the street, but they just have that kind of comic cool aesthetic about them, and this is one of the scenes here which I just thought was great, like the two characters having dinner, and obviously he's spilt wine on her dress, but I just like that kind of mirror thing going on. But this story, I am going to stick with it. There was enough in there to kind of keep me, it was probably the art more than anything to keep me kind of going, like. But I think one thing, there was some really kind of, for me, kind of some dumb stuff, the way it was written. And I'll just explain it, and like, look, I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10, issue one, like, because you can kind of feel a world is being built, but just some of the decisions in it were a bit silly. Like, essentially, this character, he goes and meets up with his grandmother and finds out that she was like a monster hunter, or she hunted vampires and stuff like that, and she has this stash of weapons. Now, now it could be just one of these kind of goofy comics. I'm not really into goofy comics, like, but essentially, this creature turns up. Like, now it's incredibly drawn, like, just this huge powerful creature. Like, it's, in my head I'm imagining, like, it's got the body like a buffalo's body, or just this incredibly powerful creature with like a huge fucking snake's head. And you've kind of got a goofy scene of the grandson, running around while the granny's trying to find the right weapon to kill it. And it just, to me, like, he's an average dude, and like, the art is phenomenal. Like look at this, he puts a trunk in its mouth. Like, think of how fast the snake is. Now imagine something like this, how fast it would be. Like, that would just take this guy's head off like that. Like, whereas he's literally lifting up a tree trunk and putting it in the snake's mouth. Totally ridiculous. Like, now if he turns out that he's got some kind of like superpowers, fair enough, like, but it was just really silly. And then he kind of runs back to the granny, and she gives him this spear, and I think it's a weapon that the creature just is afraid of, so it kind of runs off, like, it just turns and runs off. That I kind of liked. The creature recognized a weapon that can possibly take it out, so it kind of just done a runner, which was cool. Like, so that was kind of stuff like that kind of doesn't make sense. And then after this scene, like, imagine you find out your granny is a monster hunter, but then you insist on bringing her back to the old folks' home and stuff like that. And then what's really kind of stupid, like, for her to get the grandson to do what she wants, she shoots him here. Look, she shoots him in the ear, and basically forces him to go to the car, take these weapons to the car, and to take her somewhere. Like, I just don't think that's believable, to be honest. Like, if I found out my granny was a monster hunter and I saw a huge creature, and we kind of had to work together to take it out, I wouldn't then insist she goes back to the old folks home. I'd be like, right, granny, look, whatever you need, I'm gonna help you here, like, because obviously your shit. Like, so they were kind of my two just silly moments in the comic. Like, but outside of that, it's building this world. It's kind of tying in Excalibur and King Arthur, and like, there seems to be this group of people who have stolen an artifact. It's the I can't remember the name, like what the sword goes into. Is it called a sheath? It's the sheath for Excalibur has been stolen, and like she's like, you know, we need to kind of get that because you know, King Arthur there's some legend that he'll return at Britain's darkest hour or something like that. Like, but other than that, I'll keep it short. What am I on here? Normally I can tell how long I'm recording. There's a timer somewhere, but I can't see it. No, bad content. Yeah, look, it's a beautiful book. I am going to read more, definitely. Like, there's enough there to intrigue me. Kind of some silly moments. So we'll see if that improves on the next issue or if it gets worse. Hopefully not.